Mhm. Hello, welcome back. How y'all feeling? by this point in time, you probably think I'm way out of my mind because when you tried to get up out of the bed the other day, if you did those sit-ups at all, if you did them correctly, you did not get up out of the bed the way that you normally get out of the bed. I'm sure that probably stressed you a little bit, but I want to let you know you're on the right track. If you had to roll over and position yourself where you could kind of sit up on the end of the bed and then stand up, you're in good shape. If you jumped up like you normally do, you ain't done nothing. You're gonna have to go back and restart, study all over again because you missed something. Because no pain, really, no gain. The whole idea is to rip up and tear all this area in here and in here, and then build muscle over the top. Strength. And for you to be able to mentally manipulate these things that you've learned to make your instrument an instrument. Now, I ain't saying that you can't sing, don't get it twisted. I'm just saying that there is a correct way and a wrong way to do everything. And sometimes the wrong ways get the thing done, but in the long run, it winds up hurting you. Get my point? We got this windmill section to do. Now y'all think I'm just plumb crazy, don't you? But anyway, it's all good. It's gonna be just fine. This one too is very, very physical. Have you ever noticed on award shows, a couple of them in particular I'm thinking about, feature Yolanda Adams, gospel singer. She comes out of the wings, to the stage, and you can see all the curtains coming down. And she's got this nice flowing gown on. Starts to walk toward the end of the stage, and while she's walking, she's breathing. She lifts her hand like this, and then does this, and before you know it, she's hitting some phenomenal note to start the song that you've never heard before. That's because, although it is theatrics, which we are actors when we sing because we can't put it over in the way that we look as well as what we sound like most of the time. It registers in our face mostly, but our bodies also register when we feel and sing. That girl put that hand up there like this and let that note screech, and you wonder, what was she doing? Just waving her hand? No. She was stretching her diaphragm on this side to widen it a bit to get a little bit more air to hit that note that she hit. These exercises, the windmills, they're going to stretch the sides so you got a little bit more capacity of air to work with. That too is part of training. It's got to be stretched. No, it's not going to feel good for a couple of days. Every couple of 2-3 days, you probably get a pain. If it ever stops, you stop. No pain, no gain. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but Gloria Estefan does those sit-ups. Yeah, I know. Like Jesus, and again I say unto you, with the sit-ups, 600 of those hanging upside down from a bar twice a day. Takes a considerable amount of time. You don't have that much time, but the whole idea of the thing is that you cannot do too many of these exercises. The more you do, the better you'll get, and the more you'll be able to do. If you train, you remain. You sit sedentary, well, you're stuck. You're stuck. Especially if you don't have much training up underneath you. You have nothing to draw on and go back and lean on. Windmill. This one's going to take a little explaining. Like I told you, thinking man and thinking woman's game. You have to do something in order to keep from getting done. We're going to put our hands to the side to start. You're going to step to the right. As you step to the right, just a step, not too far. Don't go way over here. That's not going to get it. You'll wind up hurting yourself doing it that way. Just a small step to the right. As you step, you lift your right arm. As you breathe in from the right. That might have sounded a bit confusing, but watch. When you step and lift, it's this way. Now you're going to pull in as much air as you possibly can because of the side, and you're going to lift as high as you can to get the stretch. So the air has some place to go when you breathe in. You're going to get that stretch. Now this is where it kind of gets tricky in the brain. When you come back from this, you come back and bring the leg back. Throw your head to the left. Don't move your left leg. Lift your arm to get the stretch and blow out, creating a double stretch, because we're going to switch this to the opposite side in a minute. But it's a double stretch, here and here. Don't do these in the front yard or where too many people can see you from the window, because they will think something's wrong with you. You ever seen a kid go out to the backyard and play airplane? Having a good time just flying like that? Well, that's cool when you're a kid, but if you're grown, you try something like that, they start calling the state hospital for you and stuff. So make sure you're covered, okay? Unlike the plane, your arms aren't going to stay extended and just float. They have a purpose. Once again, thinking man, thinking woman's game. Watch. If you notice, I breathed in as far as I could breathe. And when I blew out, if you listen closely, there was a force behind my blow. Forcing the blow. Forcing the blow. Use your diaphragm. Squeeze and push. Learn to manipulate it. Force the air away. As deep as you can breathe and as high as you can lift. Get that stretch and fill it up with some air. Come back and blow it out sharply. Now once we've done anywhere from 5 to 15 to 20 of these to one side, you're going to reverse the process. Once again, thinking man, thinking woman's game. Step to the left. As you step to the left, raise your left arm and breathe in. Step back, look to the right, lift your right arm, get that stretch, and blow. Breathe, blow. Breathe, blow. We're going to start from the opposite side and watch it again. And we're going to do 5. And I'm going to give you the reason why I'm only going to do 5 in a minute. All right, here we go. That's called a cleansing breath. It allows you to relax a wee bit before you start that same exercise to the left side. Once again, cleansing breath. What is that? The same thing you learned when you first laid down on the floor and took that first breath to relax and lift your diaphragm. Allow all of this to relax. Relax. Remember I said at the front end, relaxation is the whole key to singing. Gotta be at peace, not stressed. To the opposite side. Now what I just did, you need to keep going. You can't stop like I'm doing now. And I'm only stopping now just to explain this because it's kind of difficult. When you get to this point, you're going to feel hyperventilated. You're going to feel real kind of dizzy, kind of like you're not in the right place at the right time, sort of. That means that you finished exercise 3 to move into exercise 4, which is a hissing exercise. What do you mean by hissing? Remember at the front end we talked about making that sound so you could gauge how much air you have coming in so you know what you have to go back out? For all intents and purposes for this exercise, it's a singing note. A note that you hold. One that you keep on pitch. One that you round off to make it sound like something. Other than you can control your voice. Be the instrument you were made to be. If it don't sound pretty to you, it don't sound pretty to nobody else, including God. And the whole idea is to learn to sing for the audience of one. If you use this principle, you will never be nervous on stage. You'll never be bothered on stage. There won't anything that'll come up on stage that will take you by surprise that you can't handle. He's always there, and he helps. Really, he does. Whether you believe me or not. You can call him whatever you want to call him, but he is there. I happen to call him Yahweh.